Hello, everybody. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to be going over 3 different things, and they are mood, humor, and irony. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so first we have mood, and this is the feeling created in the reader by the literary work or passage. It's also known as the atmosphere. It's very much a feeling that you are getting when you're reading a certain work. Okay, so I have a little video example for you, and hopefully it'll play. Oh, go back. Okay, so for some reason that decided not to work. So I'm gonna just go to the video real quick and show you how important mood is. To like a certain work or piece or literary piece. And let's take the movie Frozen, for example. That's a very like happy-go-lucky, fun movie, right? But what if the mood changed? What if word choice and setting were all completely different? And what if Frozen was a horror story?
All day, every day.
So I'm going to go ahead.
Makes me a better writer.
It catches my grammar errors, spelling errors, and even helps me find the right words to
Screen
use.
capture
It's
this
like
for
having
you.
your own personal proofreader for free.
If you're writing anything, just get Grammarly.
Download for free at Grammarly.
Okay.
Do you want to build a snowman?
What have you done?
It was an accident.
Your power will only grow. We'll protect her.
I don't want to hurt you.
Sorcery.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Okay, so as you can see, that kind of changed everything. The music was different, the lighting was different, and it kind of made everything really scary. So it's the same in a literary work, is when you change word choice and everything, word choice, settings, etc., it kind of makes everything completely different. So here are some examples of mood in literature, so you can kind of see, film versus literature. The river, reflecting the clear blue of the sky, glistened and sparkled as it flowed noiselessly on. That's from Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. Through this right here, it's just a very serene setting. It puts this awesome image into your head that's very calming and serene. And that's an example of mood, because you're setting the mood, you're setting the tone. Mood and tone kind of are similar, but they're a little different. You're setting the mood, and it's what you are feeling from reading that. Okay. Next, we have humor. Humor is a literary tool that makes the audience laugh, or intends to induce amusement or laughter. Its purpose is to break the monotony, boredom, and tedium. So pretty much it's just to break like the tension of the scene and make the audience nerves relaxed. The writer uses different techniques, tools, words, and even full sentences in order to bring to light the new and funny sides of life. Humor is often found in literature, theater, movies, and advertising, where the major purpose is to make the readers and the audience happy. Okay? This is the funny haha moment. So, apparently this doesn't want to work either. So, I gotta find my humor example. Hold on. I, for some reason, cannot for the life of me remember the clip I used, so hold on. Let me see if this will work again. It is not wanting to work for me, so let me try. Okay, for some reason I can't find it and I apologize, but humor is a funny haha laughing moment. And you guys know what that's like in film. Anything that makes you laugh or giggle. Okay. So, here's an example of humor in literature. It says, "No, don't worry, these country jakes won't ever think of that. Besides, you know you'll be in costume, and that makes all the difference in the world. Juliet's in a balcony enjoying the moonlight before she goes to bed, and she's got on her nightgown and her ruffled nightcap. Here are the costumes for the parts." And this is from The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. And this is the Duke who's speaking, who can't understand how silly his actions are, instead decides to comment on the low level of understanding of the countryman, when in fact nobody's kind of understanding what he's saying. But that's just an example of humor. Anything that you're reading, if it kind of makes you laugh or chuckle, that's humor to kind of break up the tension or break up the scene a little bit. Okay. So let's move on to irony. And like this picture, for example, is irony, where it says always open and then it's like closed. That's ironic, because no, it's not always open. Okay, so irony is an implied discrepancy between what is said and what is meant. So just like this sign, when it's saying it's always open, but in fact it's closed, there's a discrepancy here. There's something wrong, which makes it ironic. So we have three different types: verbal, dramatic, and irony situation, also called situational irony. Verbal irony is when an author says one thing and means something else. Okay, and then dramatic irony is when an audience perceives something that a character in literature does not know. An irony of situation is a discrepancy between the expected result and the actual result, or also called situational irony. So you are going to see a couple different examples, and of course my videos are not working, so I will need to pull that up for you to make sure that you guys have an example. And this is my favorite one to use as an example of verbal irony. So remember, this is saying one thing but really meaning something else, right?
Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
It was my mom's in the 80s.
Vintage. So adorable.
Thanks.
That is the ugliest skirt I've ever seen. Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Okay, so you obviously see that that is verbal irony. Regina George is saying one thing, but she really means something else. And that's an example of verbal irony. Now, I'm going to show you what that looks like in literature. It's someone is saying like it was the softest sandpaper. No, it's not soft at all. Sandpaper is rough. Or she was as warm as ice. That's not, like, ice can't be warm, right? Okay, here's an example from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. We know that this is ironic because she's in fact in love with Romeo at this time, but she's trying to confuse her mother in this scene. So when we're reading this, we know that it's verbal irony. Okay, next. I'm sorry, we have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. We have dramatic irony, which we know to be when an audience perceives something that the character does not. So here is an example of dramatic irony.
Hey, Dora! That cactus is in our way! We need to go...
Oh, sorry, it paused.
We need to go...
Hold on, buffering. I apologize. So we as the audience know that Swiper is the cactus. But these two don't know that it's Swiper, right? And that's why they're asking the audience for help.
Around it!
Okay, so this is an example of dramatic irony right here because we know that it's Swiper. They don't know that it's Swiper, which makes it dramatic irony. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like in literature. This is from Macbeth by William Shakespeare. There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Okay, in this scene right here, it's Duncan that's speaking. Duncan doesn't know that there's a prophecy about witches and how awful Macbeth is. And so he's still saying Macbeth is an honorable man. But we as the audience know that he's not. And we know what the witches' prophecies are. So that makes the situation the dramatic irony. Okay. Next, we have situational irony. And this one was a little hard to find a little video clip for you guys. So this is how I'm going to put it to you. Let's take the Wizard of Oz, for example. The Scarecrow wishes to become intelligent, but finds out that he's already smart. Or that the lion is a coward, but in fact, he really is fearless and courageous. All these elements have built up to the final reveal that they actually didn't need something to change, that they were already that way. What makes it ironic is that we know that it's a discrepancy between what they were expecting to get and what they already had, which in the situation, which is what they went in expecting to get a brain, get courage, and get a heart, but in fact they already had those things, which makes it ironic. Okay. So that was quite a bit. So hopefully that wasn't too much. But that's the great thing about a video is you can go back and watch the lesson again. Okay, so here are some last minute items. My office hours are from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursdays. Please call me, email me, heck, let me know, message me on Odyssey where, and I will be here to help you, and use the link in the syllabus to my office hours to access me via Google Hangouts. And the key word for this video is Dr. Pepper. So Dr. Pepper is the keyword. Make sure to put that in the lesson. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always here for you. Come and talk to me during my office hours, whatever it may be. I hope you have a lovely, great day, night, evening, whenever you are available to watch this lesson. And I will see you soon.